Well, hello there, buddies. Um, Welcome to season, I think it's 66 now. We've got a double header today. This is War 3 against Chaos. I didn't bother recording first and second wars because I couldn't be bothered. But I thought, I'm going to make an effort with this one because I get to bring Symbiote Supreme. Silly sausages didn't ban him. And then we've got Absman, who seems to be a bit of a mainstay for me, this tactic. We're going, I can't even remember at this point, Path 9, taking Serpent as well, and then we are doing Dead Frank on node 37. Maestro on node 9. Absman isn't really great for Maestro in general anyway. I had I-Bomb for the poison immunity for the next node. If I'd have had Mordo synergy for Symbiote instead, I would have, of course, used Symbiote for this fight. But Symbiote without the extra power gain at the start against Maestro on Hazard, I wasn't overly keen on either. I went as big boost as I could for this one because I knew that the fight was going to be a little bit sticky. Plan is spam L1s, of course, and, just don't die. We're going to be taking a fair bit of damage here. I've seen Absman done against Maestro before. It never looks brilliant. And we also know I suck, so I thought, well, additionally, with glancing on now, I thought, I'll surely be able to rely on my my regen from medium light medium once I'm refined. But of course, glancing prevents that from happening, so I'm not gaining any health anywhere. So that's nice. All in all, it's not going too badly here. The fight does slow down a little bit at this point. I'm getting plenty of damage down, but the damage I'm taking starts to ramp up quite a bit as well. I haven't really watched it back to fully analyse it because I came out of this fight thinking, thank God for that. But looking at it so far, it doesn't seem too bad. The ruptures are adding up. The cosmic radiation. Obviously, I'm in Uru form, so I'm not getting the energy resistance. So the cosmic radiation damage is a little bit greater than I would like. All in all, it hurts. I'm approaching the 50% mark here, ticking down. And of course, Absman, although he's good for what he does, it's not like a true atrophy, so I'm not reducing I can reduce the duration of certain buffs, but not the ones I'm hoping for in this fight. So yeah, Maestro has passively done a fuck ton of damage against me. We finished him off there. It wasn't a nice fight. It wasn't enjoyable. We got it done. I wasn't really in major danger. Still got the huge boosts here. I think my power start 1 was still just about active. And yeah, Man Thing is just an easy clap here. I didn't heal up all the way because I knew after I've refined a couple of times I'll be able to just regen myself anyway. Got my spacing wrong there for the first heavy punish. That's fine. That's what we learn on the fly. Didn't heavy into special 1 there. Again, messed the timings up of that, but that's okay. We don't mind. And we're slowly but surely just tanking him down. His regen is pretty big. I haven't looked into... I don't know if that's to do... I think his regen was always fairly decent, but I'm not sure if it's better from his recent buff or whatever. I don't know the details. And there we go. Finish with more health than I started with, so that's nice. And we can go into our usual big stretch because I've just finished work and I'm tired. Night shift, by the way. Go into Serpent with Symbiote. I expect Symbiote to be blacklisted next season. This is a rare outing for him where he's available. Would have liked to do a lot more, but my greedy teammate with his rank 5 mojo nicks everything, and to be honest, it's just far hungrier than I am. But I do like to, as we know, make some use of Symbiote when I have him available. Sadly, Serpent isn't tactic, so I don't get extra stuff. Got my 100 genetic quicker than I wanted to there, so I'm already reset back to 0 before I got to 3 bars. we're just going to dance around in the corner, wait for that power gain to come and fail, which pushed me to 100, and now we can start proceedings, which is nice. Now, we've all seen this fight before, it's very easy. I went with only a 150% power back instead of the 200 because I know it usually overshoots me, but because this fight's actually hilarious, because I had the max boosts on still from the previous fights, power was overshooting me anyway, and every time I was about to fire an L2, I shot up to L3 because I'm just gaining power far too quickly. It's just nuts. Serpent doesn't stand a chance here, but I should have slowed it down and waited for his immortality to finish before I'm firing more specials. Like here, I should have just slowed down, done a combo first, that would have killed him. But instead, fire another L3. He's still immortal. He's going to fire another L3. Just, is that 3 that I've eaten? I think this one kills him. I can't remember. Yeah, there we go. And I ate, what's that, 24 hits? Funny, enjoyable, good fun. Frank here isn't your typical symbiote fight, but of course his tactic. There's regens, there's the placebo buffs, so all in all, it's just symbiote food. Although the fight wasn't as sexy as I hoped, as I made a slight mess of it. It was just a little bit thingy, but as soon as buffs start coming, you can't lose with symbiote, even if you do make a bit of a meal out of it. Obviously I didn't want to, I was just being careful at the start, waiting for the stagger, which hadn't procced just yet. That's okay. Now there's stagger on, but I'm waiting out. Of course I got myself rooted when I was trying to avoid it. He caught up to me too quickly because of his run at you thing in his kit. That's okay. Again, I'm at 3 bars. I'd rather get a few more buffs on him first, but that's not happening because of the stagger, so I'm just going to throw it anyway. That hurts him a bit. Big L2. Not quite as big as I hoped. Another L3. Yeah, the easy fight. Very easy, just not as dramatic as I was hoping for, because, you know, it's always good fun to see Symbiote cheese these fights. But whatever. We get him down nice and easy, and that's me done. Shout out to my friend Meth, who's a long time player here, where it all started for me in DSVG. Hope you enjoyed yourself, buddy. We lost in the end. Things were looking good for us, but we did throw it all away. I don't think I finished the end of that. And then I forgot, now we come to War 4 against Book of Vishanti, where I forgot to film the introduction. And we're back to good old familiar Dark Phoenix here. Shout out to J-Slap, another old-time DSVG legend, who, since the sad news of DSVG sort of going their separate ways, J-Slap is here, so I'm saying hello to him. Give a shout out to an old friend, as I always like to do. Originally, I was only going to take, I think, 2 fights, and then I picked out a mini to do. And then I found another one, whatever. Just gave myself some Wags duty and a bit of backup play. But I do enjoy this fight. This was a much cleaner version of me normally taking it. She goes, the burst damage, get the relic off, kill her through block, and she's done. Nice and easy. And then there's Sinister here on node 18. So I'm bringing out Nimrod. I think Bastion was banned. I haven't used Nimrod for yonks. So nice to actually make use of the 7-star, which I think is really over. Everyone's so excited, myself included, but it's just not really useful for anything anymore, sadly. So it was nice to bring him out. Did put suicides on for this because I thought I might as well get the fight actually done in a timely manner. And we're just going to parry a bunch, parry heavy a couple of times, build up armors, get to L2 in orange mode, and melt him. Sadly, it took 2 goes. Spoiler alert. I probably could have built up more armors. No power backs again is important. To be honest, I was disappointed here. I had full recoils. Actually, I only had 1 point in recoil, but still full suicides. I expected that L2 to clean him out, to be honest. And the fact it didn't just makes me a little bit sad. So anyway, no real harm done. I'm just taking a bit of shock damage myself. And the second L2 obviously just overkill and puts him into the ground. Then we go to path 6 to place a Wags pre-fight on Quicksilver there. But then I'm sitting at Nova waiting for my friend to join. I'm thinking I might as well just take this with Absman because, you know, it's just sort of made for him. I did ask permission first. I didn't just steal it selfishly. So that's fine. Again, another easy fight. There's fisticuffs here. Absman doesn't rely on buffs and doesn't rely on debuffs. Although the fact that there's no buffs for a while messed up my spacing there. Does mean that I can't place placebos yet to fuel the tactic. But that's alright. They'll come to play shortly. Otherwise, this is very easy. We do just get clipped by the L2 at the end there, missing the final part of the decks. That's fine. Again, no real harm done. He does do mainly energy damage, so he is sort of hitting me fairly hard through block, but I don't care. Catches me again. Me just playing sloppy. At least by this point last season I had already died, and I haven't died yet so far, but there's the kiss of death, so I'll probably die next war. So that's nice. Overshoot my power. Didn't need to throw the L3, I can just finish him off. And he's done. Couple of Wags duties out of the way, and then we come to my final fight of the war against Alive Frank on node 40. Yeah, this is the one where you can't parry too many times and he has Mixmaster. I'm really pleased with how this fight is about to go. It just went so perfectly for me. It felt good fun, really nice. I do like Absman for Frank, even though Abs is a villain rather than a hero, so you don't automatically counter the indestructible, but you just deal with it and it's fine. But yeah, this fight just went really nice. Get in with a light, medium. Punish is heavy. Another light intercept there. Out of habit, I went for a double light, which he of course evaded. Get the burst damage done. His bleeds through block, pause my form. And yeah, we're just having a good time. Does still hit pretty hard through block. Again, that's just his kit, but that's okay. Perfect spacing for a heavy punish into heavy special. And we know we're about to overshoot, so we're just going to go ahead, get to 3 bars, ultra refine or whatever it's called from the L3, and we're just going to get on the way to finishing him off. Wait for MD to finish, top me up after an expired placebo. Don't eat the L2 to the face this time, which is what I seem to have a habit of doing a couple of times. So that's fine. And we're having fun. I'm enjoying this. Thank God for Stand Your Ground. That's why we have it, people. Even though I did have invulnerability boost anyway, so it would have been alright. At least I didn't waste it. 48k and a 45. That was 100k heavy, I've just realised, just in red damage. That was really nice. And he is done for. That was that. That was me. And this is where things are at. Things are looking sort of good for us, but at the same time, I feel like we may slip and lose it. But we will see. We'll pray. Thanks for watching. Bye!